Hey traders, have you ever considered how your habits, your trading habits, shape the way you trade? Well, they can be either propelling you towards your profits or repelling you from your profits. Which way is it for you? Today starts a new series on our Trade Your Way to Freedom. I'm going to be talking about habits and some of the secrets behind developing habits you need to be a successful trader. So let's jump into today's session. You're going to really love it. Remember, leave a comment and share this information with other traders who may be struggling with lack of consistency, emotional decision making, and unclear trading strategies. All three the result of poor trading habits. Let's jump into it right now. Okay, hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn, the Autopilot Trader. I want to welcome you. Are you ready to navigate the market with confidence and achieve your trading goals? If you are, then you're in the right place. Anil and I want to basically help guide you through what we're doing in the market, but also provide some opportunities for you to take a look at, what you're doing and how you can adjust your trading appropriately. One of the things I want to kick off today to start off with is ask a question. And please fill in the question down in the comment section. Your comments are very important to me because basically it helps us structure what we want to cover going forward. If anybody is watching over on the YouTube channel also, just drop a note in the chat box over there. But the question is very simply this is one, how long have you been trading? And just, if you've been trading a year or less, put one, and then just however many years you've been trading. Two, what has been your biggest frustration trading so far? Anil, what's your biggest, how long have you actually been trading?
Oh my God, I've been trading for now more than 15 years, maybe 20, I guess.
Okay. And your biggest frustration?
I stated this before, my current biggest frustration, which I'm trying to get over it, is believe in my system. System is giving beautiful signals, and sometimes I hesitate to take actions. Then it gets away from me.
So that hesitation to take action, have you honed in on why the hesitation? Like are you and have you also potentially found a solution to that?
I'm in the process of doing that through my understanding of neuroassociative conditioning, and I think I know, and I will discuss that in detail.
Okay. And I know we're looking forward to that. That's going to be a special Friday webinar that we'll do during this regular time period coming up in, what'd you say, 3 or 4 weeks? You'll be ready with that?
Yeah, in 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. What about us? David, I like your response. Inability to pay attention during working hours. Yeah, that can be frustrating. Paula, yours is awesome. Biggest frustration is not being sure when to get in. Excellent. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Nice to see you over there. Okay. Hey, one of the things I wanted to talk about this is swing trading tips. We do this every week. This week I have, one of the things that I did while I was flying back and forth to Korea was I got in and dug into James Clear's book about atomic habits. If you haven't read that book, I suggest that you take a look at it. I'll put a link in the comment section or in the description section on the YouTube channel when we post this video on how you can get a hold of that book. But James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he talks about how important habits are, but we would be really surprised. There's a couple of drivers. One is to be a great trader, we have to get to the place where we can delay, experience and the skill of delayed gratification. However, us human beings are not wired together to really handle delayed gratification. We want our gratification instantaneous, whether it be to avoid pain or to, have pleasure. Hence the problem in developing habits that require delayed gratification. But here's a couple of things that I've been looking at, critical habits that will guarantee wealth building success. And, the first one I want to take a look at is every one of the things I looked at while I was reading on the airplane said, start with a plan, start with a plan, start with a plan, a written plan too. And so believe it or not, the first critical step in our 5 critical habits to guarantee wealth building success is start with a plan. Begin your wealth building journey by creating a well-defined plan. And if you don't know how to do that, golly gee, there are so many resources out there. Anil, I don't know if you've been utilizing some of these AI tools that are out there, but that's a great starting point if you want to learn how to do it. GPT, and learning the prompts of how to use that are pretty interesting on getting information, but you got to watch them with their mathematics, because I put a math question to one of ChatGPT the other day, came back with just totally hosed up numbers. And I said, I just did the calculations here. I mean, you're off by a factor of like 10. And then it comes back and apologizes to me. And I said, well, I thought as a computer, one of your strong points would be doing mathematical problems. And he goes, well, it is. But it comes back and then it says, oh, sorry, and it provides approximations. But it was off by factors of, like, I was asking a question about if I saved $100 a month for 30 years and my compounding was 12.5% per year, what would I have at the end of the 30 years? And well, the answer is about $410,000, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. But it came back and told me $36,000. And I said, you got to be kidding me. Hey, Alfred, how you doing? Welcome. Wymanello. All right. I love it from the island. And so welcome aboard. And so automate savings. This was one of the steps that they talked about. Very important is that because savings is not an innate habit and you only do it once a month or once every 2 weeks, you really don't develop it into a habitual thing. So you want to automate it by having it take out of your pay or your income, and you don't even see it or miss it. Go into your trading account or into your savings account. Cultivate a growth mindset. This is something that's we need to develop. And there also are all types of books out there about developing mindset. I know Anil is going to be providing us a presentation about the neuroassociative conditioning, which has to do with developing a winning mindset, or a mindset that will help you succeed in life. Correct, Anil?
That is right. It's all about improving performance. All
right. So speaking of that, practice consistent conscious spending. To be conscious of our spending, really important, is oftentimes if we have a habit is subconscious. It becomes almost automatic that we do something. But there's triggers to our habits, and I won't get into that right now. But I'll talk a little bit about triggers to our habits on how to strengthen these in a future session. So, and then lastly, look for ways to diversify your income sources. Yeah, everybody, people want to have a job and that type of stuff. But I think each one of us has entrepreneurial spirits where we want to diversify into multiple streams of income. Swing trading is one of those opportunities. You may do rental properties and all that kind of stuff. I ran after swing trading because I wasn't a very good landlord and I hated fixing toilets. I mean, that's just the way it is. But for those who have the ability to have a property manager or something like that, that can work very great for you. So, hey, the objective of our sessions today is I want to provide focus on profitable consistency, provide a clear and simple trading tips, and then develop a community. And I'm looking at putting together a Facebook group for autopilot traders. If that's something that might interest you, drop me a line at my email address. That's our objectives. And so with that, let's go ahead and jump over into what are we going to do first? Anil, I think we're going to jump over and take a look at our stocks for this week.
Okay,
if that's okay with you.
Let's go for it.
So, Anil, you came through with a pick today, and I love this pick. And it's an oldie but a goodie. Well, it's not that old, but it's a Datadog.
Datadog, yes.
Datadog. So let me know what's going on here, and when you're gonna enter, where you're gonna exit, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, actually, I already own it. Just got it last week.
Okay.
And it's still very viable. And the reason I got it because I got a triple screen weekly signal. It was a long downtrend. It reversed. The system picked it up and said, buy right here, right now.
Okay.
In addition, I'm now also being able to do the triple screen system is the 8 and 20 cross MACD and RSI. And since it's a fixed system, it could be back tested.
Okay, right on.
If I do the 10-year back testing, that's performance is just tremendous. The system is not missing it.
Okay.
And so that's go. And also the comp rating is very high, accumulation distribution, and up-down volume ratio. Everything's looking great.
Yeah, this looks really, really good. I mean, it basically, when you mentioned this, when I said, okay, this is one very early in a consolidation move up to the upside. That's a big positive. Volume is, excellent. It's above, it's several million shares, and it just swung up and started to move higher. So if you're already in it from about a week ago, that puts you in probably about, I'll guess, where'd you in? Are you in somewhere about $91?
Yes, that's about right.
Okay. But just checking, look, this is very early in its move to the upside. Let's throw this over to a monthly time frame, since we are approaching the end of the month. And again, oh yeah, look at this. This is a pretty move, big bullish engulfing pattern that is engulfed several months worth of action. And, if you're a pullback trader, you might want to wait for a little bit of a pullback. But at the same time, it's broken out. And, when I say a little bit of a pullback, maybe back to 91 or 90, you pick it up there. But yeah, I love that. I love that opportunity there. And again, doing something that we don't occasionally see very much of is getting in for that early opportunity on the trade. So this is Datadog. So great looking stock. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball because I changed stocks.
Okay.
I was going to go with OR, and I still like OR. Getting real good pushback, pull back into some sessions. But at the last moment, I said, you know what? I kind of like this one better, and that's ELF. This is a beauty, and it has just been on a tear, ripping it up to the upside, broke out on a high volume breakout. Look at that. It's 4 million shares in one day. Huge. I'm looking for a pullback towards the breakout area of 96, 98. It may not get much lower than $100 because once a stock goes above $100, $100 becomes a strong level of support for you. So just keep that in mind going forward. But I'm liking this one. It's got really good options open on it. I've got a 99. A minus on the accumulation distribution, up down volume of 1.9. What do you have on this one, Anil?
No, the stock looks very good, very strong on my triple screen system. And this is the one I missed. And what I was talking about, the signal, and that's unbroken. It came in June of last year.
June of last year.
Yeah, and it just keeps on going. And I know exactly the reason why I missed it, because at that time the comp rating was 80.
Yeah.
Everything was not looking that great.
And so, well, that brings up an important question, I think, and folks, feel free to pipe in on this. Is okay when your comp ratings don't look that great. However, your technicals are looking fairly strong. Which way do you lean? Do you take the trade based on the technicals and then wait for the fundamentals to catch up? Or, what I think, well, what's the question of that, Anil? I mean, I'm sure you're working on those questions.
Yes. And that's one of my hesitation and frustration that comes in, because basically I've relied on the fundamentals much more than technicals, but I'm seeing evidences one after the other, just like this. And particularly if I get a weekly signal, it's usually strong. And in spite of not so good fundamentals, the weekly signals usually win, and win big.
Yes. Yeah. Because, I mean, right there, I mean, that's up 268% from when you got your signal back here in June of 2022.
Yeah, the price was around $25 or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, right there. Yeah, during the month of June, you were up, 25.58, somewhere about that. And that's one heck of a run. And, just to be taking advantage of that. So great. I think two great stocks this week. And so let's go ahead and take a look at another things. Hey, if you, I had this quote up from Mark Minervini. He talks about you should journal is the number one tool to improve performance. I agree with that wholeheartedly. If you have not found our journal yet, the Autopilot Trading Journal, it is available on the as one of the best sellers on Amazon, and I'll put a link to that in the description on the YouTube channel, and also when we send it out. I'm very proud. My son put this together, and Anil, I know you've been using it, and you had some really nice things to say about it.
Very useful.
And it comes in a large version and a small version. So what about our analysis for the week? One is we're almost at the end of May, and my P&L is tracking in the right direction. I'd like to have it close a little bit closer to the 20% line by the end of June. And so we're kind of tracking up very nicely, looking a little bit like we did last year, where we kind of lagged a little bit, popped above, popped down below, but wound up at the end of the year with a 40% return. Here's what we're sitting at as of the 10th of May. And here's where we're sitting at today. Not a lot of movement. Well, there was a lot of movement, a lot of churn in my positions, but the progress was very, very slim. To say the least. So my losers offset my winners by and large throughout the session. One of the things I will highlight here, as you see, the Dow was up for the year as of 2 weeks ago. The Dow is now down as of when we took this a snapshot earlier this morning. What we're going to do is take a look at the stocks, or the indexes. Very interesting move. Price actions came down on the spiders back into, as you can see, back into just above the 50-day moving average, and then rebounded. This market is primed for a huge move to the upside if they expect I'm going to call it a spike rally, if the debt ceiling resolution is handled and they come to an agreement and they solve the default issue. Now, does that get rid of the concerns of recession and inflation and all that kind of stuff? No, it does not. But we have several things also in favor of the market going forward. We're going into an election year. Election years tend to be a very positive time frame for the market. And so just keep that in mind. So that's what we're looking at there. It is right back up into its resistance zone on a weekly candlestick. That is a hanging man. That's a bearish reversal signal at a resistance zone. We'll see what happens if it falls down to the downside. It is in an uptrend, though. Higher highs, higher lows on a short-term time frame. Qs, strongest of everything. It broke out on last week from this zone of resistance, and now it's fairly got free sailing all the way up to about 371. So I would look at any kind of a pullback into the 337 to 340 area for doing a position on the Qs. Again, it is stacked to the upside and well above its moving averages and moving higher. I like personally to wait for my pullbacks into the 8-20-day moving averages and plan it from there. Excuse me, the Russell. The Russell gave us a very interesting move earlier this week. And as we see, what do we have on a daily chart on the Russell? That is one heck of a nice bullish engulfing pattern, or pretty close to one. It's not quite a bullish engulfing of yesterday's candlestick, but a very positive move. We close above the 50 line. That gives us a free shot up here all the way to the 200. If we break out above the 200, watch for us to go ahead, proceed on up to this downtrend line. The Russell remains the weakest of the indexes, but it's starting to look a little bit more constructive. They resolve the debt, reserve the debt ceiling, and the Fed comes back and says, okay, we're going to stop raising rates next month. We might see a strong rally in the Russell. If I'm trading the Russell right now, what I'm looking for is just basically, I will look to get in on the Russell towards the low of this week, about 173, and then I would trade it up to about 180. So that's about a $7 to $8 move. And so, hey, Mark, good to see you. Join us over there on YouTube channel. Thank you, sir. So that's what I've got going on, Anil, for the indexes. I think. So what's any thoughts?
No, indexes are right now just what you said. My system is showing the same thing.
Okay. I will suggest to you, if you haven't done it yet, folks, is if you want some really good insight into trading TQQ, go over to my YouTube channel, Market Tech Talk. I have doing a series of real short 8 to 15 minute videos over there talking about trading specifically the leverage ETF, in particularly TQQ, SQQ, and I've done 2 in a series so far. I'll be doing another series probably later going into next week that I'm going to be talking about how to trade options on TQQ. Is it worth the effort? So if you're interested in that, go ahead over there and check it out. So, okay, Anil, I think that kind of covers us for today.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And no, thank you. I'm so glad. It feels good to be back working with you on this. I want to just voice my appreciation for you being there on Fridays. And we'll just say aloha, God bless everybody. And please, if you're watching the YouTube channel, leave a comment, share the content on this type of video, and let other people know that we're putting out some good content. So aloha, God bless everybody. Thanks, Anil.
Thank you.